go. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Path Day. This is a session to learn about transferring to RIC for education, government, and human services students. And I'm happy to be joined today by Jana Nipp, who's our Pathway Navigator for Education, Government, and Human Services, and the Environment and Sustainability paths, both of which we are highlighting today. And I'm happy to introduce from RIC, Lucy Rios Saunders, who's going to talk to us about the college. Hi, Lucy.
Good to see you all. All right, so we'll get started with just some basic information about the college, just some background, and then we'll go in more into the actual pathways within this field. And there's a good number of them available at Rhode Island College. So just to start off, some background about RIC. We are the original public institution within the state of Rhode Island, originally started as a normal school in 1854. Normal school is basically an institution that educates teachers. So we were the primary teacher education institution in Rhode Island. We've branched out since then to a liberal arts college of 5 different schools, about 8,700 students in bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, as well as a PhD program in education. Of the 5 different schools, we have a few different points of pride that I've indicated for each one. The School of Education has programs from early childhood all the way through secondary education and everything in between: art education, music education, health phys ed, tech ed, special education, and then some specialized majors that lead to non-certification tracks. So youth development, as well as community health and wellness. We have a full slate of graduate programs as well, education leadership, master's programs specific to things like autism education, second language learning, school counseling. So there's a wide variety. So we've kind of kept that education tradition going here at RIC. We also have a very popular School of Nursing, social work as well, arts and sciences, which is going to be most of your humanities majors, natural sciences, physical sciences, art, performing arts. Those are all under the umbrella of arts and sciences. And then the School of Business, which would be majors like accounting, marketing, economics, finance, etc. Since we're not on campus right now, but we do hope to be in the fall, it's pretty much finalized that we will be on campus for classes this coming fall. We do have some pictures for campus to kind of tide you over in the meantime. So the education building is this building in the bottom left, Horace Mann. It's currently undergoing renovation, and they'll be releasing that for classes more towards the end of the year. But it really is going to be a state-of-the-art facility. I drive by it every time I'm on campus. It's off of the main road. So that would be the primary building for education courses. Students in education pathway fields also take classes in Gage Hall, which is our main arts and sciences facility. A lot of times with education majors, you're doing what's called a content major along with it. So those classes would be primarily in Gage Hall, as well as Craig Lee Hall. And just for a little bit of extra perspective, I've included a photo of the School of Nursing, which is on that same side of campus with those other 3 buildings. Popular majors on campus. So we do have a good number of health science related fields, human services, which is a general major within the healthcare field, youth development within the School of Education, which I mentioned briefly earlier. This is a non-certification track for students that want to work with youth, but not necessarily in a public school teacher setting. This is for students who want to move into things like after school programs, nonprofit organizations dealing with youth, youth theater programs, summer camps, summer programs, community programs, anything like that. Youth development is a major that is well suited for those professions. It's a bachelor's degree plus a certificate in nonprofit studies. And a field experience is part of the curriculum for this program. So you're going to be doing an internship in the field as part of the youth development program. Community and public health, which is more education in the healthcare field. So it's not a youth education field, it's more education in relation to wellness and health issues. So health promotion, specific education programs for the aging population, women's health as well. And then some other new programs that I did put at the bottom. A lot of students choose to add a minor or a double major or just courses in a specific area to kind of round out their area of study. So some new majors that we have are data science within the mathematics department. We have a journalism major within the communications department, and then some additional minors that we've added: behavioral neuroscience in the psych department, queer studies in the gender and women's studies department, and cybersecurity and computer science and information systems. Environmental studies is another major that we've recently started offering to students. The adaptability of this major leads to some careers in environmental education as well. And then also bachelor's to master's programs where students tend to be interested in. These bachelor's to master's programs, students with a satisfactory GPA halfway through their program have the option to start taking graduate courses during their bachelor's program. So that would allow them, once they've completed their bachelor's, to just do one additional year to obtain their master's degree. And right now we have bachelor's to master's programs in 5 different areas of study. One of the things that we do pride ourselves at RIC is going to be kind of the education outside of the classroom, the experiential education, the preparation that you'll have in your field of study. So not just the in the classroom education piece, the actual experience, whether it be internships, working with faculty on research, a student teaching experience and practicum. We do have study abroad and national student exchange as well. Study abroad would be mostly on other continents. So I've listed some of the countries that students do tend to travel to. There are many more beyond this list. National student exchange would be within North America. So the United States and Canada, we have a network of a few hundred public colleges and universities. You can exchange for a semester or a year, and the good piece about that National Student Exchange program is going to be that you're still paying Rhode Island College tuition. The internships, as I said, with the youth development major, it is required. There's other majors where it's either very strongly suggested or at least available to students. So you do have the opportunity to gain that opportunity to have something on your resume prior to graduation. And then even in our basic general education core program, we've revised that program a few years ago in consultation with the professional community. So different organizations and employers in the area, asked them what they're looking for as far as essential skills in their workforce. And they came back to us with some great feedback, things like learning how to write in your area of expertise, knowing a second language. So those are things that we've incorporated in our general education curriculum. And then finally, our Career Development Center. This center is available to students as both undergraduates, graduates, and also even as alums. Once you do graduate from Rhode Island College, students are invited to come back and use the resources of the Career Development Center. They help you with job searches, will review your resume with you, help you prep for interviews. They offer job and internship fairs, as well as an online job board that is accessible to students and alums. I did indicate some academic scholarships available to our transfer students. We use the FAFSA for All need-based aid. So in addition to these academic awards, there is also need-based aid in the form of Rhode Island College grants to incoming transfer students. But these are the academic awards. The Transfer Scholar Award which is a minimum 3.25 GPA. You do have to complete the FAFSA in order to be eligible for this Transfer Scholar Award, because they do bring financial need into the equation when considering students for this award. So a minimum 3.25 GPA and demonstrated financial need based on your FAFSA information. If you're a child or grandchild of a RIC alum, you do have access to our alumni scholarships. And then also we have the RIC Foundation, which is kind of a collection of different scholarships and awards funded by alums and other associates of Rhode Island College. They set the criteria for awarding these scholarships, and there is a wide variety available. It can be based on the major that you pursue, anything having to do with your background, the high school that you attended. They really do have a wide variety of criteria. So if you're looking for additional aid, check out the RIC Foundation. They have a list of all the funded scholarships available, and you're welcome to apply for those. We also have a college honors program, which is for transfer students with at least a 3.5 GPA at their previous school. That has two components. So the first being the general education program, which is specific honors general education courses. Those are typically between 12 and 15 students, and they do a lot more in the way of roundtable discussion, going very in depth into topics. The second piece is going to be departmental honors, which is working in conjunction with a faculty member in your major to develop a senior project. So either research or some other sort of project that you're developing. You'll be presenting that your senior year at a symposium and poster session, and that is special distinction at graduation. That is indicated on your transcript if you're applying to any graduate programs. And there's all sorts of other things associated with the college honors program, different honors social and academic activities, honors conferences, other research opportunities, and there are scholarships associated with participation in our honors program. If you are blessed enough to be talented, we do have talent awards in art, music, theater, dance. So there are a number of different talent awards available as well. All right, application requirements. So what we consider a transfer student is a student that has 2 full-time semesters of college work. So that's 24 credits, so 2 full-time semesters, 1 full year. We require at least a GPA of 2.0, so that's about a C average. So fairly straightforward. It's not like a first-year application where you're using high school information to kind of predict how successful a student would be in college. With a transfer student with at least a full year's worth of college courses, we already have that evidence, so the requirements are pretty cut and dry. The application is very simple. We do use Common App, which is the Common Application. I've listed the website here, or you could just go to ric.edu/transfer. We'll link you right there with an Apply Now button. There's a $50 application fee. There is a waiver right there in the Common Application where you can ask that application fee be waived, and all the circumstances where you would have that fee waived are all indicated there. So it's very easy for you to request a waiver if you need to. We do require official transcripts from all colleges you have attended, so not just CCRI. If there are any other colleges where you've taken courses, we will need those transcripts as well. They do have to be official transcripts. Most schools at this stage are doing electronic transcripts. If you have any questions, usually a quick and easy way to find that information on your current school website is just go to the search bar and type transcripts. It should be one of the first couple of things that pop up. So it should be very easy for you to request a transcript from your school. We do not require an essay. We do not require recommendations for transfer students. You're free to submit them if there's anything you would like to tell us, but they are not required. I've put application deadlines here for you. So the upcoming fall deadline is going to be June 1st for application. For spring, it's going to be November 15th, the spring 2022 semester. Note that the spring application doesn't open up until August, so you won't be able to start completing that application until August. The FAFSA deadlines are listed here as well. So the fall FAFSA deadline is coming up April 15th. That's the priority deadline. And then spring FAFSA deadline's the same as the application deadline, nice and easy, November 15th. Once you do submit that application through Common App, keep an eye out in the email you indicated in your application for admission. You're going to be receiving login information for what's called MyRIC. That's an online portal where you can track the status of your application. You'll be able to see when we've received your transcripts. You'll be able to see when you receive your admissions decision. It'll pop up right on that portal homepage. That's the fastest way to get information on the status of your application. We do notify students by both email and snail mail, but as soon as we put a decision in our system and accept a student, it immediately pops up on your MyRIC. So that is by far the fastest way to get your decision information. Your acceptance packet will contain instructions about how to enroll. We also have that on our website. Right on the top of the ric.edu/transfer page is going to be a link to an accepted student checklist, and it'll walk you through everything you have to do up to the start of classes. So orientation, final transcripts, everything is listed on that checklist. So it's a nice way to keep track to make sure you're doing everything you need to do prior to start of classes. Orientation will be at the end of May for fall students and runs through the summer. That for this fall is going to be online. So the first piece of it is going to be kind of self-directed modules where you'll learn about services available on campus. And then the second piece is going to be meeting with an advisor, going through your area of study and registering for your first semester classes. And then there's other things that they do. Our orientation leaders, our students, will host different sessions for students to get to know you and kind of have icebreaker sessions, and you're welcome to attend those as well. Now, let me see if I can go into some specifics about the education tracks that we have available. And there are a number of different majors. Some students know what they want to do within the field of education. Some are not sure. So I'll show you a variety of different areas that might be applicable to this pathway. Okay, so this is the Rhode Island College website. It's ric.edu. The easiest way to find majors on our website is to click this academics tab right here. Right here, second column is going to be a link that says majors and programs. And that is going to list every single major that we have available on campus. If you click the word, it's going to bring you to the department website. If you click this little pin here, it'll bring you to what's called an academic map for the major. So a wide variety of majors here. Let's start with elementary education. Tends to be one of our more popular majors in this area. So let's start there. So the elementary education department, what it will list here is going to be the majors available within this department. So we have a Bachelor of Arts, we have a Bachelor of Science, we also have early childhood education. The Bachelor of Science is if you're adding special education. So you do have an option to add special education to the elementary education track as well. With any of these elementary education majors, you can add what's called a middle school endorsement, which would enable you to teach grades 5 through 8, as well as K through 6. The early childhood would be pre-K through 2 certification. Now, if you want to go a little bit further into any of the programs, they have a wide variety of things that they'll be able to offer you. You can look at faculty information. If you're looking forward to graduate programs, you can do that as well. And any other kind of information that they think is relevant to you in terms of the major and the department. Academic roadmaps, which I mentioned earlier, the pins on that majors list. If you click through there, you're going to find the academic roadmaps for all of these majors. So let's do elementary education science. This is a roadmap. So this is what your advisor will use to help you register for classes. It'll outline everything as far as admission to the Feinstein School of Education. And these are general requirements for the School of Education. So every School of Education student has to take their Foundations of Education course and receive a grade of at least B-. Every School of Education student has to have at least a 2.75 GPA once they complete those preliminary courses. So the requirements are the same for all of those majors. Some of the introductory courses might be a teeny bit different, but again, your advisor will go through them with you. And it breaks down all the courses for the program here. Now, just to prepare you, these elementary education programs do have a lot of course requirements, because with elementary education, you're teaching in multiple areas at this level. So you'll see a lot of courses, but the advisors do help you plan your semesters in such a way that it'll help you move through this fairly quickly. The next pages are going to be a semester by semester plan. So it's going to outline what you should be taking each semester in order to graduate in 4 years. Now for transfer students, the advisor will work with you on seeing what courses you have already in transfer credit. And then we'll go back and see what you've missed within the first few semesters and then make suggestions for you as far as courses that you should be taking in your first semester. They offer you advising every step of the way. So we do mandatory faculty advising. So you are paired with a faculty member in your department who you meet with every semester prior to registering for classes. So we find that helps move students through programs easier. Students don't feel like they're not getting guidance because they do have that touchstone every semester. In addition to that, students who are getting ready to apply to the School of Education, every semester they have informational group sessions where they'll walk you through that entire process. One other area that I want to show you under the academics tab again is going to be schools, departments, and programs. So if you click on that, it's going to list all the schools individually. So you'll see the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. It'll list all the majors under that department. This is an easy way to find all of the clusters of education courses that are education departments that are available. It'll list the dean's contact information, and it'll list each department here. So elementary education, special education, health and physical education. Educational studies is a cluster of majors. So it includes our secondary ed programs, our youth development program. It works a lot with our graduate programs as well. So if you're looking at any kind of segue into additional certifications or additional degrees in the field, you would be going through the educational studies department. So there's a wide variety of majors available in educational studies. I do suggest that you, we do have a counselor on our campus that's a designated CCRI to Rhode Island College advisor. So I do strongly suggest students that are in their first year at Rhode Island College or a couple of semesters out from transferring, meet with her. I'm going to give you her name. Her name is Sarah Riley. It's R-E-I-L-L-Y. Her email is just sriley@ric.edu, and she will meet with any student looking to transfer from CCRI to RIC. If you're looking for advice on courses to take, developing a 2 to 4 year plan, she's the person to go to for that. So she'll help you select your courses that will not only satisfy requirements at CCRI, but also satisfy requirements towards the 4-year degree at Rhode Island College. And if you're a semester prior to transferring, you're ready to come over, you would be meeting with me. Again, my name's Lucy Saunders. It's lsaunders@ric.edu. And you can feel free to contact me at any time. We do all sorts of different appointments for students. I'll go to the transfer page really quickly so you can see. So we have one-on-one appointments for students that are looking to transfer. the next semester. So for now, we're doing appointments for students coming in the fall. We also have Transfer Tuesdays for students as well. We'll have the April appointments up tomorrow, but we offer them every Tuesday, group sessions with information about how to transfer and various other things that we offer periodically as well. We'll have a Transfer Accepted Students Day coming up in the spring. So different events that we offer for students to get more information about coming to the college. And that's it for me.
Thank you so much, Lucy. We always have lots and lots of folks with questions after our session. So I'm so glad that you gave information about who to contact at what point in your career on your way through CCRI to RIC. I want to thank everyone for being with us today. Thank you for watching this recording. And you can find out more information about today's Path Day, the Path Day next week for Health and Health Administration, and all past Path Days by visiting our webpage at ccri.edu/pathways/pathdays. And you can also find information about our upcoming Spring 2021 Virtual Job Fair that will be hosted on Handshake on April 14th from 1 to 4 p.m. And you can find that through our Path Days page or by searching on the CCRI homepage for either Career Services or Virtual Job Fair. So once again, I want to say thank you everyone for joining us, and everybody have a great day.
Take care. Bye.